Chasing Prophecy Radio, where we discuss the unidentified, the unexplainable, paranormal, conspiracies, and much more. Starring your host and co-host, Jennie Nicassio, Shawn Kelly, and Jason Sledgehammer Iampietro. Brought to you by UPRN Network. Now for your host, Jennie Nicassio.
Good evening and welcome to Chasing Prophecy on UPRN FM 105.3 New Orleans, where we discuss everything and everything beyond the scope and normal. I'm Jennie Nicassio, along with my co-host Shawn Kelly and Jason Iampietro.
Hey, guy.
Hey. Happy Torture Tuesday.
Yes. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, everyone. How are you tonight?
Boy, am I happy I got my new microphone back, finally.
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
You can hear me better. I can hear everybody.
That's good.
Yes.
I'm loving it. So, how's everyone this evening?
Oh, couldn't be better.
What a weekend, huh, Jason? For our friend's wedding.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
It was Went up to the Conneaut Hotel. And I believe it was built in 1903, and it's still the same as it was in 1903.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Jackrabbit at Kennywood.
Yeah.
It's just old wood, and it's pretty awesome. It has a lot of character.
Yes, I mean, the sprinkler systems in the room were like pipes going in.
Well, that's usually what sprinklers are, Pap.
The shop, well, I mean, no, there's no pipes. I mean, you get them automatic ones, but you know, when I got up there, the shower wasn't working. The bathroom was bad, you know, the toilet. But what was cool about it was that the history behind it, you know, the was it ambiance of it being in an old hotel. But what was really cool, never got to see it, but they had midget wrestling up there. there was a lot of drunks.
He was the first in line to get in.
But yeah, no, it was a good week. How'd you enjoy the weekend, everybody?
Oh, it was good. It was good. There was a couple nice restaurants up there. Checked out. Had some good Italian food on Friday, and then the wedding on Saturday, which was fun. And then, you know, come back on Sunday, and unfortunately back to reality on Monday.
Yeah, ain't that a pain? You should see Jason, man. He's a hell of a dancer.
I bet he is.
No.
He is.
Yeah, he is. I bet he is.
Oh, yes, he was.
No.
Yes, he was.
God,
he tried to get me out on the dance floor, but I just wouldn't go. I wouldn't go.
I was trying to hook you up with some grandmas I saw floating around.
Oh, jeez. That's a visual. I'm getting a visual. Oh, no.
Boy, I'll tell you what, though, being on like their porch here around the banquet hall, this pouring down rain. Oh my God, it was like raining so hard that you couldn't see in front of you. And it just felt like really, really good. It was a good time.
It was neat to see how the storm rolled in off the lake. Like,
yes.
You just saw it coming towards you. It was just this wall of water and almost like a whiteout. It was really cool to see, and then it just hit. It was like, holy smokes. You know, but
how was
your weekend there, Jenny?
Oh, it was fun. I went to visit my grandbaby, so that was fun. I got to be Gemma for the weekend, so it was fun. I'm excited. We're going to do it again this week. He's coming up this way. Driving with my son at 88 plus miles an hour is not the funnest experience, but he made it a little bit entertaining since he played Frank Sinatra. Oh my God, he played Genesis. He played a lot of good tunes, so it was fun that way.
Did you close your eyes?
No, I said a couple Hail Marys though, but it was a nice weekend. But I just want to start off before we get started on the show. I just want to. My thoughts and prayers go to the children who were murdered at the shooting at the school in I believe it was Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw that a little bit ago. That's terrible.
Yes.
So that's horrific, and I hate to hear stuff like that, but it stays with us since we're in past. It makes us a little sad, but the show must go on like it should. So before we get started, we have a really cool, entertaining, and this evening time 2 hours of Torture Tuesday. So we're going to get to know each other a little bit more personal.
Oh no.
You guys are going to interview me, and I'm going to get to interview you, and we're just going to, shoot the breeze, and then we're going to talk about some interesting, interesting time traveler TikToker.
Yeah, it's interesting. I did a lot of studying on that, dude. I can't wait to tell you what I did.
We're gonna watch some videos, listen to some videos, and then we're gonna talk about the humming. We wanted to do this show a couple. Oh my God, it's been a month ago now.
2 months ago now.
2 months ago now. So it's just to get to know each other and talk about the humming, and then we added the time traveler, so it should be an interesting 2 hours. So, and I want to just thank everyone for tuning in every Tuesday. And if you think you'd be a great guest for our show, you can email us at chasingprophecyradio@gmail.com. Again, that's chasingprophecyradio@gmail.com. If you think you'd be a great guest, if you have any stories you want to tell, any thoughts that we can improve the show, by all means, let us know. Okay. And before we get started, I have to do a shout out to our sponsors who are sponsoring this first segment of the show via Hemp. So have you ever taken CBD products, guys?
One time.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
One time.
Well, I have. And I've tried a lot. I mean, I tried the those little pyramid ones, you know which ones I'm talking about. They get money residuals. I go to the pharmacy. I mean, I've spent a lot of money, but well, if you're taking a CBD product, that you hope that would resolve some of your stress, help you sleep at night, but you were left disappointed. Well, Via Hemp Company is dedicated to crafting a high strength hemp product. Okay, and you can actually feel. So it's not, you use it and you can tell it different. And get this, they have a legal THC product that can be shipped to anywhere in the United States. So that's awesome. And these guys have crafted the product to promote specific effects such as sleep. And that's so important for us, and pain relief, and even give you energy. Whether you want gummies, topicals, vapes, Shawn likes the vapes, and drops, they got you. So they got you covered. So head over to their site and improve your daily routine with Via Hemp Company. Visit viahemp.com and use the code prophecy15. Okay. And that's Via Hemp, just like it sounds, .com. So thanks again for sponsoring this segment of the show.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So, let's get this show on the road, guys.
Oh, wow. We're going to open up a bunch of mystical, maybe some personal things that might be a little too touchy to be on the radio. What do you think?
What kind of personal things?
Yeah, where's this going? This just kind of went left field.
No, dude, you got to say right field. It wasn't left field. It was right field. No. When you start interviewing us about us. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it didn't even last to the end of the show. It's first.
I know. So, everybody, like Jenny was saying, that we're going to interview each other. We've been on for 3 years. We've been on for 3 years, and she's playing that Mexican romantic move song in the back. But you don't know who we are. So tonight what we want to do is just, we're going to interview each other. So you, our listeners out there, can actually, get the gist of what we're all about. And maybe a little questions about Pittsburgh, whatever you want. And if you have any questions out there, feel free to put it up there and we'll answer them for you. All right. So
absolutely.
Jenny, what got you in? What actually got you into doing a radio show?
Good question.
When I was a little girl back in the 70s, I would play my record player and I would pretend I was a DJ.
Okay.
Play the greatest
DJ
hit.
Jenny.
Yeah. And I've always wanted to be a singer, actually. I actually sang in a band when I was in high school. I took voice lessons, and I was tortured as a kid by my family members, especially my oldest brother, Lewis.
Was it on Tuesdays?
Probably. I took voice lessons, and they were. I don't know if you guys were
Tuesdays.
familiar with. Yes, exactly. I think it was on Tuesdays, actually. Oh my God. Shoot. And there was a show on TV called Fantasy Island. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember it.
Well, my kids would go. My brother and my two brothers would, every time I'd come back from or going to voice lessons, deplane, boss, deplane. My brothers would tease me because they thought it was a fantasy. It'll never happen.
Oh, well, you showed them.
Well, as a kid, girl, you get like, you got pressure from your family, and you just
peer pressure.
Peer pressure, and I did do. I sang in it a couple times. I forget the name of the band.
Can you sing for us now?
Yeah, please.
I sing.
You do have a beautiful voice.
Pat Benatar, Heart. I'm not going to sing for you, but
ladies and gentlemen,
one night I'll get together with you, Jason, and we'll jam.
Oh, that would be great. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, the girl can sing. I've heard her sing. She can sing.
Shawn can sing too.
Yes, again. I sing I used to sing in the choir.
ends.
I used to sing in the choir. Sing in the choir, but I always wanted to do voiceovers, but didn't go that way.
So how'd you get hooked up into the actual radio world, like to get on the show?
Well, it was during COVID, and I had a microphone that I was gonna do I was gonna do ASMR. ASMR, you do the tapping and you talk really whisper and you do things like that. I did that for like a week, and then I don't know. My son said, "Mom, why don't you do a podcast, a paranormal podcast?" I wanted to do political, but he goes, "Mom, do paranormal. Mom, do, because you're right. You're into aliens and all that stuff." So that's what I did. And I like I said, I contacted Shawn. I contacted a number of people, and I was trying to find something that would, somebody knew something about paranormal, because I know about aliens and I know about weird stuff, but I didn't know too much about ghost stuff. But I did take a paranormal course that Shawn Kelly actually was a guest for the class, and that's how I got to know Pittsburgh Paranormal by Faith. I can't remember her last name. Faith was her name. Faith. I can't remember her last name, but that's how I got started in radio.
Interesting.
I am an author of a number of books.
Recently knew Grandma, correct?
Yes.
Well,
I can't see if you can see my book From the Sky.
Yeah. Okay.
I got 3 books in a trilogy about aliens.
Are they
real? But are they really aliens? That's what you have to find out. You have to read the book to find out if they really are.
Are you still waiting to be abducted?
Yes. Are you?
Jenny?
If they were nice aliens, but if they're mean aliens, I don't want to run into a reptilian. That would be really scary. I don't want to run into a gray because they scare me. I don't know. In the situation, I always
Ashtar.
Ashtar Command. Now, if you look like Ashtar Command, I might want to. I don't know. I think there's a little part of me that does, and there's a little part of me that doesn't, because I believe there are aliens, but I don't know how. Are they like us?
Well, let's rewind here for a second. How did you get into believing there are aliens and involved with the aliens?
Okay.
What was your turning point?
Okay, well, I had a weird experience when I was a kid. I was 17 years old. I was I believe I was a junior in high school. And this is going back to my religious beliefs and stuff, that I had a weird thing happen in my bedroom at night when I was praying. I saw an image come into where the 2 corners of the room meet. I saw this bright light. I mean, so bright that it filled up the whole room. I mean, I'm talking the whole room became white. And inside the light was a figure of a man that I believe was a man, a very handsome man. He was all in white. He had sparkling blue eyes. He had dark hair, but he was translucent. He wasn't like a solid figure. He was more like a translucent apparition.
Okay.
And
All right.
as I focused in on the vision, it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was coming out towards me, and I got scared. And I flipped on the light. My heart was beating. I flipped on the light. I ran in my mom's room, and the first thing that came out of my lips was, I saw Jesus, because that's who I thought it was.
Do you think it might have been more of a spirit than a
Thank
UFO?
you. Yeah, that was.
No, I don't think it was a spirit. I don't think it was a dead person. There was just a brilliance. I don't think it had anything to do with a person that had passed away. It was something that was celestial.
And that could have been an angel.
It could have been an angel, but I had a feeling that it was from a higher power. But as the days went on, I began to doubt it. And I got scared. I became to doubt what I saw. Was it something angelic? Was it something spiritual? Was it something demonic? Because I didn't know if that was someone playing a trick on me. So I went to my local church. I went to talk to Father Zardnighi at St. Joseph's in Verona. And it was around the Holy Week, because prior to this, I watched Jesus in Nazareth. And that's probably why I was praying. And I went and I told him what I saw. And he believed that I saw something, and he believes it was something spiritual. He did not think it was anything evil, because it was consumed, the room consumed with white light. And it wasn't a scary feeling in the beginning. It was a more like, wow, what am I looking at? I was like, this is amazing. But then as a human being, I got fearful. And that's when things changed, because I didn't know what was it? Was it a message for me? Was it someone telling me you're called to do something, like maybe become a spiritual leader, a nun, religious life somehow? And I was confused, and I dwelled on it, and I didn't know the word discernment at the time, but I needed to do that. I needed to ponder. I needed to ask God what to do with that. So that was the door opening to the spiritual world for me, because I didn't know what I was getting into. And I didn't know if it was, what does this mean? What does this mean? But as soon after that, I started having like premonitions, and things would come true. Telepathic things happened to me. I would have dreams of dead people, occurrences that happened, like prophecy, like we were talking last week with Adam Bell, things like that. And I didn't know what to do with it, because some of them were really, really scary, because I could predict, or not predict so much, but I would have these visions of things that would happen, and they weren't good things. Like 9/11 was one of them. The burning of the castle in the haunted castle in New Jersey. I mean, these were like people dying. They weren't like happy thoughts. You know what I mean? They weren't happy things. And I prayed, and I said, go away. I don't want this anymore. So then what happened was I moved to a county in the country of Pennsylvania, near Westmoreland County. And it's all farmland. And well, let's get back a little thing. Going back to before I was married, I don't know if this is something like weird, like paranormal, but my husband and I, prior to that, were boyfriend and girlfriend, and we did this stupid little thing that we were married, and we broke up, and we were fighting over the kids. And it was so bad that, I mean, I had a turning. We don't know why we were doing this. It was just, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. We were just friends, but the whole thing came true. Everything that we did came true. No. And my mother said that was the creepiest thing that she ever, people go, why would you do that? I never thought I would marry the man.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a baby, we were fighting over the kids, we had attorneys, and we were
Wow.
suing each other. The police were involved, but this all came to fruition. What do you call it? What do you call that? Fruition? Fruition? Is that how you say it? Fruition?
Recent.
Can't talk tonight. But that's what it all came true. And then when we were married, the whole time we were married, I would have these weird thoughts. And like towards the end of the marriage, this is really creepy. I had a champagne bottle from my wedding reception. I had it on my bed. Used to have, remember those water beds? We had like,
oh my goodness.
The back was a mirror and it had like a bookshelf, and I kept
Was this in the 90s?
Yeah.
Late 80s?
Yeah. And I kept the champagne bottle behind on the headboard. And I just got this weird feeling that something wasn't right. I can't explain. To this day, I had this weird feeling. And as soon as I had that feeling, the champagne bottle went off by itself.
Oh, wow.
And then the week I found out that my husband was being unfaithful to me, that the wedding picture kept on falling off the wall. This is leading right up to the moment I found out. And my wedding picture would fall. It was falling on the wall, on the floor, and the frame would break. So I remember going up to Lee Ward's to buy a new frame.
Oh, wow.
Remember, this is how bad it was. Lee Ward's to buy a new frame. And then I just had this overcoming feeling that somebody was trying, just like there was something happening between us. And it was, somebody was like communicating to me from somewhere. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, how do you know if you're in love with somebody? I'm like, why are you asking me this? We're married. I said, I don't know. I just think you know. We went home again. We already had this. We had picked up the frame. We put it on we redid it. This is the next night he said that. The picture was off the wall again.
Wow. I believe that could have been like a sign to you.
Somebody was trying to tell me something.
Absolutely.
And then it was like one after the other. These are things that really stuck out on my head that I remember because they were so traumatic for me. And then when I got married, when we divorced, everything that came, when we were that little stupid thing we did, everything came true. And then we moved out to the farmland. And this is when it gets weird. This is when I start to doubt, was that something spiritual in my room? Or was it something celestial or something from, the aliens? We lived out in the farmland. There was no houses. We were one of the first houses in this neighborhood. And there was all farmland. And we saw, my sons were little, and we got the camcorder and we tried to get the, I filmed it. I don't know what happened to it. We saw the V crafts all over Arizona that people saw.
Yeah.
We saw one out here, and I had it on. There was actually 3 of them going in the same direction. Didn't make a sound. There was no sound. There was no humming. And the lights were like, when I went back, when I entered MUFONT, there was the lights that were not FDA. What do you call FCC, whatever.
FCC or whatever.
Regulated lights. They were like white lights, just colors that I've never seen before. We videotaped that. And that's when I got into it, but that's not shortly after this. This is where it really gets creepy. Shortly after that, I gotta get a sip of this drink, this pineapple drink. It's delicious.
Pineapples. Look at Jason
like
with his pineapple backdrop.
Pineapples.
Like
I love pineapples.
Yeah.
But they burn my tongue. So anyways. Shortly after this, my little boy was in his room and sleeping. And he wakes me up in the middle of the night and he said, Mom, he's shaking like a little leaf. He was shaking. And he said, Mommy, a light came in my room and tried to take me away.
Ooh, that's creepy.
So that's creepy. So it led me up to that. So that's when I got really, I love Star Trek and all that, but that's, I've always been fascinated with it. But these are some of the things that have happened to me that I can't explain.
Has there been any more of those since then, or is that like a one time?
I've seen them up here. I've seen that we've all seen like these shape shifting crafts that would disappear and come back. They would come back and they would disappear. And they would get so close. One freaked me out so bad. I'll never forget it. I was this like 2 years ago. I was on the back porch with Ava, and this thing went. It was like a craft came really fast and close to me, and it disappeared.
Huh.
It totally disappeared. And I can't. People say, "Oh, well, it was lanterns or it was drones." No, it disappeared. And I went. I go, oh my God, I saw a UFO. Oh my God, I saw a UFO because it was so, and this was not too long ago. And Ava saw it too, and she freaked out and came running in the house.
Wow.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
dogs
dogs sense all
dogs,
that.
stuff like that. So that's when I got, and it was shortly after that when I got really involved with the novel. It's been through a lot because I wrote it. The original one I did, this is something I just did was so stupid. I'm telling you because I don't want anybody else to make the same stupid mistake. This is not From the Sky was not the original. The original was Moon Dust, and there was different characters, names. I wrote that in 2007, right before my sister passed. Oh, that's another thing. My sister, main character in the novel, her mother died. I'm starting the first chapter. The mother of a 17-year-old dies. I get a phone call. My sister's dying in the hospital, and she has a 17-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
So that freaked me out.
Wow.
Yeah, that really freaked me out.
Yeah.
But I wrote the whole novel, and I was desperate. I sent it out to so many publishers. Rejection letter. And I was desperate. So there was an ad on the internet they were looking for writers to be part of this factory, this writing factory. James Frey was the, I guess the main guy that was doing this. It was his baby. I don't know if you remember who James Frey is.
Nope.
No,
James Frey was on the Oprah Winfrey Show for, he told he was a drug abuser and he lied. The whole thing was a lie. He said it was nonfiction. He made it all up. And he was on Oprah, and everybody knew about James Frey. So I sent it to this thing, but he was the head of it. Until I looked at the small print saying, once you get it, you will not be compensated. You will be compensated, but not much. And I already submitted the button. I already hit, and it was too late. I'm working at home. This is before working at home was cool. Okay. I was working at home. This is like 15 years ago. I was working at home and I had the TV on, and they said, "Oh, there's going to be a story about aliens in Murraysville, Pennsylvania."
Wow.
I said, "Are you kidding me? Are you serious?" So I looked at all the characters' names. They were the same characters I had in my book.
Oh, wow. Them bastards.
Those bastards is right. They got my book and they chopped it all up and used sections of it and made I'm number 4. I think that's what it was. I'm number 4.
Oh, I would have gone off the deep end.
I was devastated. I was devastated. So I contacted.
Did you have like copyrights and stuff on it?
I did. I had contacted lawyers. I had like 6 lawyers come to my house. They read the book and they said they tweaked it just enough that they couldn't sue. Then they wouldn't do. They would lose too much.
Man.
They could, but they would not do it pro bono. And it's so funny because I dedicated my book to Mark and John. They made the 2 main characters Mark and John. The main character woman was Sarah. She had the same problems, the same storyline. They were the same creepy characters in it. But I was so devastated. There was nothing I could do.
Well, there is a lot of sharks out there.
Well, the lawyers told me the only thing I can tell you to do is just change the title, change some of the characters, and re-edit it and publish it again. And I did. But I got screwed too with Rocky the Rockefeller Christmas Tree. I got screwed on that one too. I sent my story, the beat line, the storyboard, the illustrations to Nickelodeon. You think I would learn after this first time? I sent it to Nickelodeon, and they made Albert, the little tree that wants the big tree in New York.
Oh, wow.
It was. I went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they would not take it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I was right. So
Wow.
that's my writing career, but I did not give up. I still write. I am still I do scripts, but that's how I got into the alien thing with From the Sky, and that's my crazy life. It would be a great I think a lifetime story. But that's where I
You need a
am. That's where I
biography.
am now. So there you know my whole life story. So gonna ask you guys some questions now.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Jason because
Oh no.
Jason, let me know. I know you're into the music scene, and I know you got into the paranormal. So how did you become a paranormal? Are you a paranormal musician? I mean,
Paranormal musician.
do you go in? Do you?
I got a whole band of ghosts behind
Are
me.
you trying to find just like dead people who were musicians? Do you ever think of that? That would be cool.
That would be
You know,
interesting.
that would be interesting. So what?
Channel
I know,
Jimi Hendrix.
yeah, really. But I know how you got into the paranormal with your ghosts. So I don't know if everybody knows your story about your poltergeist, but let's start at the beginning. Let's start. What got you into the music and all that?
Oh, music. Let's see. I was 12 years old. Music runs in my family really strong, between guitar players and piano and singers. And my dad was a guitar player. And when I was 12, I'll never forget, it was January 24th, 1999, was my first guitar lesson. It's crazy I can remember that, right?
You were how old? 12.
I was 12 going on 13, yeah.
Hmm.
January 24th, 99. Had my first guitar lessons. I was like, "Hey dad, I want to learn to play." And he gave me some lessons and helped me pick out some, a starter guitar. Actually, my first guitar that I had, do you remember Hill's department store?
Sure
Yes.
do.
They happened to be they were going out of business, and they had this acoustic guitar it was on sale, and it was just the right size. I wasn't as big as I am right now. It's obviously smaller, but so we got this guitar, and my dad was teaching me for a while, and probably 6 months later started looking into electric guitars and everything, and just kept practicing, learning. He was teaching me, and then I started going out on my own, jamming with buddies in school, and just learning different things off the internet and tablature. I was reading tablature to learn songs and everything. And then starting getting into bands pretty good. I think it was around 2007 is when I really started diving into bands. Once I was, being old enough to get into bars was a big stepping stone, because a lot of places, if you're under 21, they didn't want to let you in. So yeah, did the whole bands. Some of them went pretty far. I did a lot, did a lot of things. We one band, we had a song in a soundtrack of a local movie for a guy. I've made the cover of like local magazine papers, and we've had all kinds of stuff. We let's see, what else did we do? We played for Head from Corn down in, I think, Virginia. Just really cool stuff. It was an awesome experience. With different bands and different people. I was in a thrash metal band, like an 80s style, for a little bit, where I learned how to do triplet picking and all this intricate stuff, and rock bands, and it was because of the bands that I met Shawn in the paranormal.
Oh,
Believe it or not. Yes.
how did that come about?
Well, the last band I was in, we were just doing our thing and dominating Pittsburgh. We were doing really good and selling out places. It was awesome. And a friend of ours was like, "Hey, my buddy Sean's a paranormal investigator, wants to take you guys on an investigation." So we're like, "Okay." So we did. What library was that, Sean? Do you remember?
It was the Carnegie Library down in Bronzeville.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. I think that was 2012.
Yeah.
Wow, you
I
guys
want to
know-
say it was 2012, and that was the first paranormal, investigation I've ever been on. But growing up, I've had experiences, but I always had to really see it to believe it. Like I saw or heard things, as a kid, you grow up, something moves, you get spooked, whatever. So we were in the library, the whole band, we were there. Shawn was there and doing an investigation and seeing how K2 meters and everything work. And then it was the following year is when that poltergeist activity that you were talking about had started. And I wasn't in the group yet or anything. And, that was like a one time, going on an investigation. It was cool. And I remember as I called Shawn and his group, and a few of them come out and investigated, and it was just really intriguing. I was like, wow, this is really cool, seeing what's going on, how some equipment works and everything. And it was a process to get rid of it. I think, how many times did that take? So it was like, what, a couple times? Like, you're like twice, 2 or 3 times?
Three times it was.
And then, but that's a whole nother long story. But so it was maybe within a few months after that, Shawn was like, hey, you want to come out on an investigation? I was like, yeah, sure, because I was excited. I wanted to learn more about it. Now that I got to see it, I was like, what is this really all about? So I started going out on investigations and eventually became a team member in later 2013. So we're coming up on, what's this, 9 years now?
9 years.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, 9 years and tons of investigations later. But as of current, with the COVID and everything, music kind of took a side, like a sidecar. And I do a lot of recording still for myself and my uncle. He's a really good songwriter, and he came to me with a bunch of songs that he wrote back in the 80s, believe it or not. And he's like, hey, listen, I've heard the stuff you do. I want to see what your input is on this. And we just clicked immediately and really started hammering down and working on some music. And it's coming together. It's taking time. There's no rush on it because we'd rather do it right and get it correct than hurry up and put something out that, it's not to its full potential. So that's kind of what I'm doing musically now. Just some side stuff, some stuff for myself. I did the whole, playing out and shows. And eventually I'd like to get back into it, but for right now, it's just, on the side and, doing the paranormal more, getting, studying up on like new equipment that's coming out, how things work.
He's the best. I'm telling you. He's the best.
And instead of buying all, guitar amps and guitars all the time,
Yeah.
now I've transpired that over to buying ghost hunting equipment, just to further everything over there. And it's just really exciting. It's 2 really cool things I like to do.
Absolutely.
Music and
Sounds like, what genre would you consider your music?
I play a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. Like I'll play, light acoustic stuff all the way to just crushing metal and everything.
He crushes it too.
Because one thing that I did was, believe it or not, I rarely ever learned cover songs. I would learn like maybe a riff or some crazy chords that were going on. And my theory behind that was I wanted to create my own sound. So I didn't want to sound like, oh, hey, you sound like this band or you remind me of that band.
Yeah.
And every band I was ever in, we couldn't quite get classified, with other bands that were out there because, that was one thing that plays a major role in is, if you're learning a bunch of songs from this particular band, you'll, believe it or not, you'll start to write
Pick
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never wanted to do that. So like I said, I'll do from acoustic stuff all the way to rock and roll and, throw some twang on some things and, metal and everything in between. Just to keep it a vast array.
That's very creative. When you write your music, do you go do it by ear or do you follow the notes when you sit down, when you're just putting everything together?
Well, usually what happens is, I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much have a song roughly put together in a few hours. It just comes to me really naturally, which is crazy because it used to be tough, but then over time, I'll just sit there, start noodling around, and once I catch a groove, I'm a big fan of having a groove, like a nice, get something to get your head going.
Now, do you sit around at home with your friends and jam, or do you?
When I was in
by
the bands
yourself?
and stuff, we did, we would spend weekends and hours upon hours. But for the most part, I would practice just by myself in my music room, pull up some drum tracks or click beats or something, just practice something, and then sometimes just start writing riffs and leads to songs.
Does your wife, does she play?
No, she doesn't play any instruments. I've heard
Are
her
you
sing,
gonna get your
and she
little-
sings good, but
Are you
trying
gonna
to
get
get
your
her
little
sing on
boy
something.
involved in that?
I hope so.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
No, are you gonna teach him yourself, or are you gonna send him to school, like to a class?
I will teach him everything that I know, and of course, as a dad, I want him to surpass what I know.
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets to the point that he's running circles around me, and I can be like, "Holy smokes!" Hopefully, like with him, we're not going to push anything on him.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to do it, we will support it 110%. But if he doesn't want to do it, he might be interested in something else. That's totally cool. It's not going to be like, you have to do this. But the way that music runs in the blood of the family, I got drums, I got guitars, I got bass, pianos. He can do it all.
And you did our intro to the show. Now,
Yes.
how long did that take you to do that? Like to figure what to play? Like, did you just sit home and just say, you start playing with your guitar, or did you actually think about what you were going to do?
Well, the way our intro, if you remember the original one that I had for us, was actually a riff that I wrote years ago, but had nothing, like it didn't fit anywhere for anything that I was doing. And when we came on the show, and it's like, I got the perfect riff for it. I got to find this, and then start writing the vocal line for it, and it kind of came together. And then over time, what was it? Probably maybe 6-7 months ago, we decided to redo it. So I took the basic principles of the original, because I wanted to keep it relatively close, because it was awesome, I thought. And but in this case, I got out a 7-string guitar, down tuned, and just added some more groove riffs in there, and just heavied it up a little bit. And I think it turned out pretty just electric, honestly.
Hell yeah, dude.
What do you guys think?
I
love
think
it,
it's
man.
great. I love it.
But the thing was, it didn't take that long, which is like which is going back to how things come to me pretty naturally. So, like I said, I had the basic lines of what parts I wanted to keep, and then just the rest of it with groove or whatever I changed, it just happened. And then it was by the next week, it was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. He's good. He's really, really, really good.
Oh, thanks, Pep.
No, I'm telling you, man, you should put yourself out there and make riffs and make some money on it, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously. Jason done mine Into the Night for my show, and it's awesome. Everyone likes it. So
thank you.
Anybody out there that wants to do podcasts, needs some music done, come and contact Jason over here.
Yeah, we could probably work something out. As
Yeah,
long as I have
absolutely.
an idea where it's going, what kind of stylish, and just give me a little bit of time.
Yeah. So we're going to take a little quick break. I'm curious to find out why we were only on 6
Platforms.
Yeah, and I had everything was set for 8. I wonder why it's not.
Well, we got somebody on Facebook. We got Facebook.
Yeah, but we should be on 8 different platforms, and we're only on 6 for some reason. I don't know what happened.
That I do not know.
I don't know, and I don't like that because it really messes. We don't have very many people watching. But that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna go on to Shawn Kelly.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
Oh God, you better just pull up, make some popcorn, sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Shawn, my first question.
Okay.
Do you like pineapples?
Do I love pineapples, man. I love pineapples. I got my pineapple shirt that I usually wear on Tuesday nights. But
there's a lot of controversy around pineapples, I hear.
Yes, there is a lot of pineapple. I'm not a swinger, if y'all want to know. I'm not a swinger. Yeah, when I started wearing it, I thought this pineapple shirt looks pretty cool. I went to this it's called XL. It's out there by Robinson. And they have clothes for people my size, nothing smaller. And I was walking in the store getting a couple pairs of pants, and I just saw the pineapple shirt. I didn't even realize it was about swingers until I started going on TikTok.
Sure,
Well,
you
you just
did.
let their secret out on the
No,
air. so-
everybody knows that Shawn belongs to the Pineapple Association. So if you want to hook him up, you can give him an email, look him up on Facebook, and send him a message.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Well, when
do
Shawn wore that shirt to the wedding reception, I was looking for some grandmas for him.
Oh, God,
Because there was a bowling league that was having their like club get together in the one other banquet room, and I was like, well, there could be a couple grandmas for Shawn. Maybe we'll take him for a stroll.
Whatever floats your boat, Shawn. We're not here to judge you. You believe I'll respect what you.
I love it when you guys talk like this. Oh my God, I think it's great. Go ahead, bring it on.
So, would you be part of the Pineapple Club if you had the opportunity?
Honestly, nah, not with all them diseases out there. Nope. Nah, I'm a one-woman man is what I am. And right now, I don't really want a relationship. I kind of like what I'm doing now. And I'll tell you that. And ladies, don't get mad at me. But
here we go.
But I'm so settled in that I know if, I hooked up with a woman, I'm going to have to call her every day. I'm going to have to go over her house on holidays, and it's like, I have my own thing in which I do. Nothing against you. I mean, if I had the opportunity to take you out to dinner, I'm taking you out to dinner, and I'll take you to a good dinner. But I don't know. It's just where I'm at in my life right now. I've been burnt many a times, and the last one I had really burnt me hard. And that was, 10 years ago? And ever since then, I just didn't want to get the hurt again. So that's where I stand with. And pineapples, I just rather eat them than wear them. That's it. But you know what? I was looking on, y'all get your heads out of your freaking, get the dirt out of your brains and shit. But there's some awful cool looking shirts. I'm thinking of getting like an apple shirt, grapes.
Is there anything about apples, Jason, we should know about?
I don't know. I'm going to do some research.
Look it up now. Yeah, research it up. And lemons and limes. So there are some pretty cool looking shirts. That's it with the pineapples.
Well, I'm glad we got that off our chests.
That's funny.
That's one for the record books. Okay, Shawn, you I know you told us a lot about your experiences with dying and going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you get into the paranormal? Because you did that. How long has it been now? 25 years, 20 years being in the paranormal?
It's 30
years or something.
31 years.
Okay.
Started, but
okay. How did you see a ghost?
January. Well, at the beginning, as you all know, I was taking a drug called Antabuse back in 1983, and it weaned you off alcohol, and I had it in my system for a year, and I got depressed one day, and I drank a whole fifth of Jack Daniels, and I died, and that's when I do believe I went to hell. But when I came through, I started to see things, hear things, and feel things that weren't there. But that's for another show. But what got me into forming PPS was back in 2006, February. I went up to Gettysburg with a friend of mine, and we did like one of them ghost walks, that they have up there. And we pulled a couple cameras off the shelf. You buy at the drugstore and stuff. And we took pictures and got them developed the next day. And nothing really happened. I was like a little Debbie Downer there, you know what I mean? And got back to Gettysburg, and one day I was sitting up at Eaton Park, and I said, I'm going to have a paranormal group. And my friend Carmen, she was a waitress up there, and I sat down and I talked to her about it, and she was all up for it. And so we went up on that site, meetup.com, and I just formed Pittsburgh Paranormal just to go to do something on a Saturday night. Go to a cemetery. Definitely Blue Miss Road, Jason. Absolutely, because it was free, cheap, and you didn't get kicked out until after 11 o'clock. So, and it's pretty haunted up there. But October of 2006, we did a house down in Elizabeth, PA. It was a private residence, and from that time on, it was nonstop. We did 3-4 a week houses, and we really didn't advertise that much. We were more, it was word of mouth for the advertising. And so from October 2006 till now, I've been doing houses and going to different places. I've learned a lot more with Jason and Russ and the other people. I feel like deep inside me right now that I have the group that I want because they're all good. You know, I mean, we have a hell of a time. We have fun, you know, going on an investigation. You got to have fun. You can't be serious. But, and we're good. And we're good at what we do. But at one point in time, for all the years that I had PPS, I had over 100 people in my group.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. They come in and out. Some would, like students or not teenagers, but young adults would come in and found out that it's pretty boring doing an investigation on a Saturday night when you're sitting there and waiting for something to do.
Staring at each other.
And so they would rather go to the bar and drink. Yeah, absolutely. But what I really like about, you know, since I've been doing it is all the people I've met. I met a lot of good people in the paranormal field. I met a lot of good people who aren't into the paranormal and made a lot of friends, you know, to places that we went and investigated with them. So it's good.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, you, what was it? Okay, I think we already talked about that. Jason, do you have any questions for Shawn that we didn't cover before?
Let me see.
So
you mentioned before, I think it was last week, that you did 2 exorcisms.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit, please? Because I didn't.
Yeah. There was a lady up the street, and what happened was she did that automatic writing. Okay. And she called, and we went up there, and it was crazy. I walked into the room, and it was like this girl was like going, like shaking and spazzing. You know what I mean? And what I do is I had my brother hold her down, and I had my ex-girlfriend at the time hold her down, and I just grabbed her hands, and then I just yelled at them, whatever was inside her. And I called upon my angels, Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, you know, and they helped, and they kind of helped. But when they saw the black smoke leaving the head, and it moved on, that was something, you know. But it just happened, you know. I don't go and say I perform exorcisms because I really, you know, don't like, I have to do them, but I don't like doing them. But you all got to remember one thing, okay? Here it is. Here it is. All right. It's not me that does it. I'm just a vessel. God's the one that does it. You know what I mean? Whenever I clear houses and stuff like that and do that exorcism. Yeah. It's all God. It's not me. I just do the hard work, you know? But, and the other one was another lady, and it was on an investigation, and she was a pretty big girl, but her boyfriend was really huge, and she just got possessed, and her boyfriend had to weigh 350 pounds. I'm not lying to you, and she literally just pushed him off, like just threw him off her. She threw him off of her. And we did what we did the last time, how I did it, and the evil spirit left. Now, was it a demon? I don't know, but it could have been a spirit that.
Was she speaking a different language?
No, she just had anger issues. It was terrible. Her eyes, honest to God, on both cases, their eyes turned solid black, or really black. I mean, you see, like the Greys. You know how their eyes are like really black. Okay,
yeah.
That's how they get. It's like they're not. The real person is not there. It's something else that's taking control of it. Now, y'all might think, my listeners out there might think, I'm a little crazy, but you know what? I'm just telling you what happened. So, you can take the story however you want to take it. I'm cool, with it.
Do you feel like you're Charlie with your angels?
No. But I do, that was funny. No, I don't do Charlie's Angels.
It's interesting, but normally a lay person cannot perform an exorcism. So maybe you did some kind of a ritual.
I did no rituals at all. And who says that a lay person got to do it? I've seen other people do exorcisms. They have nothing to do with the Catholic Church.
Well, it doesn't have to be the Catholic Church. Usually people, they don't have the authority meaning over I don't know.
But a lot of people ask me that, they would come, and when I would go to the house, is that they would ask priests to come to their house and they wouldn't come.
Put it this way, under no circumstance should a lay person do an exorcism. But you did it, so.
Yeah. So I'm still alive. Goofy as hell. You know what I mean? I'm not. How
would you feel if, when your day gets here, that whatever you exercise is waiting for you?
You know what, Jason? I said that to my brother the other day. I said, and I asked, I say that to people. I'm like, I wonder how many ghosts are going to be waiting for me when I die. And that's the truth. Are they going to be waiting for me?
So I have one last question about the exorcism, because I'm intrigued by exorcism stuff.
Okay.
I even on the way back from that wedding this weekend, we stopped at the Grove City Outlets, and the one store actually had a deck of cards that's off the original 70s Exorcist. It's all scenes from
I can't do that.
Cards.
No, thank you.
Kind of freaks me out because that movie's still scary. But my last question on as far as that stuff is, from what I know, priests and pastors have to cleanse themselves of sins and everything before they can even start. Did you do anything like that, or do you practice anything like that before you did it?
Nothing at all. I just went in and did it. Just like that. I see. That's for another story, but I believe that.
Oh yeah, I was just curious.
No, I didn't do no cleansing. I didn't do no prayers. I didn't do nothing. I just went in, talked to the mom. Doreen and Patrick talked to the other one, and this girl was really freaking out on the couch. And went over there. They held them down. I grabbed her hands and I started screaming at her, and then starting bringing in my angels. And the thing left. Never heard from her again.
You didn't use any sage or anything?
No. In fact, I will tell you this. Sage, holy water, holy oil. If you do that to your house, the spirit that's inside the house will leave. But sage is just like a Band-Aid, because eventually that's going to wear off.
Well, sage gets rid of negative energy too.
Yeah, but it does come back in. The energy does come back in after it wears off, and it comes back with a vengeance, because the energy knew what they were doing to get rid of it. And I've seen that happen a lot. And I've been to houses to where other paranormal groups have gone into and really just made asses out of themselves, and we would have to go in and clear it up.
How did you something I've never even thought to ask you, honestly, is how did you get acquainted with these angels that Uriel and Gabriel, and
a lot of meditating. A lot of meditating. I would meditate 2-3 hours a night.
I'd fall
and
asleep.
no, they were serious ones. And then I mean, I had to trust them. I didn't trust them at the beginning because I was still a little uncertain about it when I started to meditating. And then I don't want to say signs, but I started to have faith and trust on what I was talking to and saying. And they even, they come and they told me who they are. And that's how I got it.
Well, how do you know they weren't demons in disguise?
Because I know for a fact, because I wouldn't be here talking to you if they were.
What do they sound like? Do they sound like us?
Some of them don't talk. They just look at you. And you can just feel them. If they're pissed at you, you know they're pissed at you. But some do talk. And they're real low. They talk really, really low.
Interesting.
Jenny, yeah, I'm serious. It's a whole world out there that people don't know about, you know.
Right.
And this is just, you know, treading water. There's so much stuff that, you know, that I was introduced to. I was, you know, that, you know, I dealt with, and, you know, I just don't want to drive our viewers away.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll keep them guessing. That's about it.
Holly wants to know, how did all three of us get together for the show? I contacted Shawn, and then he was on the show, and I met Jason on the paranormal investigation. Was it, Jason?
I think you had me as a guest on here, and then you came out to an investigation.
Okay, then we investigated, and that's how I met him, and I just thought he would be a good addition to it, because he has the personality of a showman. And I caught hold of that right away.
He's a good dude, man. He's my brother. So
thanks.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt.
Well, let's end this segment by saying thank you to Carnation for sponsoring the next 40 some minutes of the show.
Thank you, Carnation.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our stories. And if you ever want to know more about us, you can always drop us a line at chasingprophecyradio@gmail.com. And what we're going to do now is we're going to dive deep into the time traveler.
Oh, man.
Oh, is that dude on YouTube? Yeah.
He's on TikTok, and I had him already up here, and of course it disappeared because TikTok is like that for some reason, and I have to find it.
So we should probably give a little bit of what we know so far, so people
you go ahead and you do that. You do that while I try to find them.
I will do the best that I can to describe this, because I just found out about it 2 days ago. So there's a gentleman in Hamburg, Germany, I believe. That's correct. I believe that's correct. Apparently he was in the hospital. This is just from what my understanding so far. I've only just been looking into this for literally the last 2 days. So he was in the hospital. He wakes up. There's no people. Nobody around whatsoever. Electric's still on. There's still internet. All this crazy stuff is still going, but there's not one single person around. So he starts venturing out, and he eventually stumbles across a calendar or a timestamp on something. Like I said, don't hold me to this exactly, because I'm just going by from as much as I can remember. And it said it was the year 2027. Now this is 2022, and he started posting videos in 21. So he's going around, and there's no people. Like I said, there's no people at all. There's cars. Everything is still wherever he's at. Now he thinks he's in another dimension, and his only way of communication is through the internet, because it's still working on whatever dimension he's in. He can't call over, as far as I know, but he's able to, send videos or whatever. And apparently he's trying to get back to this dimension in this current state of, 2022, and he's stuck in 27. And it's crazy because a lot of people are saying, we don't believe you, this is fake. And there's been film editors studying his videos, and the areas he's at, they're usually super heavily populated. And they're saying in order to get people photoshopped out of videos, especially that mass amount of people, would take just tremendous amounts of time, and it's almost impossible. Where's I going? I forget what I was talking about. But so people are saying, hey, go to the airport, for example, and he would show in live time, or his video that he recorded, he would be there during what we would consider rush hour or whatever. And, there's supposed to be a lot of people, not one single person in the airport, nothing, no workers, nobody on a runway, nobody in airplanes. There was another video I saw where they said, steal a cop car or something. So he waltzes right into the police station, hops in a cop car, and away he goes. And someone else is like, take a Mercedes. He's walking around. Like I said, when he's walking around, there's no people, not one single soul. Walks into a Mercedes dealer, picks up his key, and just keeps hitting the button until figures out which car it is, just gets in and goes. And now it's crazy because he's driving down the road and there's no other cars. So this is totally mind-boggling. If this is real, which, we're talking about other dimensions and stuff, so why couldn't it be? If this is real, this would be probably the best documented other dimensional evidence on the planet. Now, something that's crazy is, I think there was a couple clips where he would have like his little keychains or something, and he would hide them in places, and he would show when he's there, when he's doing it. And like I said, it'd be a heavily populated place, not a single soul around. He would hide these, and then people in our dimension would find it, but he's nowhere to be found. Like, he's totally stuck in this other realm. And if we could pull up a couple of his clips, this is becoming a pretty big thing.
So which one do you think I should start? Start the first one?
It's any of them, honestly. From just the ones I saw, it's just totally mind-boggling.
Okay, let's try this. Okay.
He's shown time on like public signs and everything, and that it's midday. There's people would leave items in 21, right? And he finds them, and they look aged when he finds them.
I like the music.
Yeah.
So there was another thing my wife was looking up. She was doing a comparison to the one landmark he was at. And in the one video, I'm not sure which one it was, but you see the concrete's clean. Or the one he was in was actually overgrown with grass. And the picture she found of the place on current day right now was like nice and clean, and everything's
crazy.
Well taken care of. Let's see if we pull up a couple more.
That one's wild.
The first one and the airport one, I think, were the best ones.
Airport one.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is. But let's think about this for a second. Is this possible?
It is possible, but
I don't believe in it.
I'm having a hard.
It's weird that there's no people.
The reason being, I looked at this, and I know there's other dimensions, but I happened to look it up because it was really it seriously was bothering me. But there's a program out there called Adobe Cloak, okay, and that it can remove unwanted objects or people from a video.
Well, here's a question to counteract that for you. In some of the videos, you'll see there might be a couple birds, which is interesting enough. Right. The birds might be on the ground, and the time of day he's in these places, there should be lots of people. And what do birds do when there's people? They fly away.
Yeah.
Well, these birds are just walking around until he gets up on them, and then they start to move and take
But
off.
Let's see day two.
maybe it was something, for the video. Here, we'll watch the video and I'll get back to that.
So I can hear the birds in here, but I don't know if that was what year? That was. What's your date? I wonder what time at the airport one. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is.
He's in Hamburg.
Yeah, over in Hamburg, Germany.
There's birds on this one.
But like it's just like I said, it's mind-boggling. And also, Shawn, with that program though, there was people that were talking about that. Maybe not exactly that program, but what people can do with film and editing and everything nowadays. And there was a video expert that was saying it would take days, if not years, for each scene to get rid of the vast amount of people. And it would surely throw some kind of glitches just because of all the movements.
I don't know what the airport looks like.
I'm not knocking you, but here's what got me a little not upset about it, but I had to doubt myself about it. If you go to, it's not on his TikTok videos that I saw it. I saw it on another YouTube station where the police station, okay, he had a key that unlocked the gate.
Yeah.
How did he get that key?
Because he's been stuck there. Maybe he got it somewhere.
But
found another cop car. Found who knows?
No, it was the key to the gate.
Yeah.
To unlock in order to get to the police station.
I can't.
I'm not knocking you, bud.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is some awfully weird stuff.
It is. If it is for real, it is great. But also,
so where's all the people at?
They're not there yet. This is the year 2027 he's in.
Yeah,
so what's going to happen in 2027? What does he say that something's going to happen?
No.
So apparently, from what I understand, I'm not. I could be wrong. I don't know, but from what I understand, he's stuck there and is trying to get back here.
But where's all the people at? There's people on this.
Well, he's in 2027. We're in 2022. We're not there yet.
I don't understand.
No, that looked like mannequins there.
Well, I don't understand. I don't understand. So he's in 2027, but there's no people. But you said the people aren't there yet. What do you mean?
That would be because we're living in the year 2022. So either he's in an absolute other dimension that it has him in 2027, or somehow he has time traveled to 2027, and somehow people aren't there yet, or we're gone, or something.
Why can't I find the airport? I'm on every one of them. I don't know what the airport looks like.
I
mean, he from what I understand, like he's not even sure about all this either, because he found his paperwork at the hospital. He showed that, which was interesting.
Now, Wingheart has a question. He says, well, how is he posting these?
Because somehow there's still electric and everything is still running over there. But here's my question. So let's think about it like this, on almost like a paranormal side of things. Mm-hmm. So we're here now.
Right.
Okay, what do? We hunt ghosts, right?
Yeah.
What if this guy is on another dimension that would be a ghost to us because he can move objects and other people will find it? What if that's like what a ghost is like to us?
That's very possible, dude.
Is this the airport or is this a subway?
I think that's the subway.
It's just weird that he's taking all these videos and there's no people.
And there's some of them where he shows like future expiration dates on food, and it's like all kinds of crazy stuff.
But according to this Adobe, guys who do that, we're looking into the videos, but they said that you can take people or objects from the video, and the conventional process involves editing each frame individually and then stitching them back together.
Do you know how long that would take?
Yeah, that's a long process.
I understand that, but maybe
he would have had to been working for the amount. Here's my thing on that. This is just from my own experience with editing stuff, videos, and like music. The sheer amount of time to erase the amount of people that should be where this all is would probably take a lifetime, honestly. For every video he did to eliminate thousands of people or hundreds of people,
right?
So that
and that's cool to know. I mean, when I saw the one when he went to the police station and he had the keys to unlock the gate, that kind of like made me a non-believer on it.
Like I said, I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Like, is this guy really good at something, or was this like somehow planned? But I mean, I don't know, because there's so many, and with all the time clock, the public time clocks and everything, it's just mind-boggling.
Right.
If anybody out there has any information on this, or we have anybody in Germany that's listening, and you know firsthand anything about what's going on with these videos, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We would like to hear.
I find it fascinating. I do. Hopefully I can go into another dimension. That's my goal. Go into another dimension. I want to. It might sound weird and crazy, but I just want to see what it's like besides the dimension that I'm in now. What do y'all think of that?
I mean, it would be interesting. But I mean, like, this, as far as like this guy's stuff, my thing is it real or not? We don't know, but why couldn't it be? Just like Ghost is.
No,
just
exactly.
ghost hunting,
No, I agree with you on that. I agree with you.
I mean, if I was to go to another dimension, I'd probably want to come back, because I'd be stuck over there by myself.
True. And hopefully, hopefully somebody would be there.
Right.
What's he holding?
He's holding a coin, because what happens is people that are following his videos and his page, they'll tell him to go do something, and he'll just walk in and do whatever it is. There's nobody there. He's going everywhere. Police, just walking into the police, to hospitals, airports, wherever. There's nobody.
Well, did he say how he got there?
As far as I know, he was in the hospital, and when he woke up in the hospital.
Does he talk in any of these videos?
No.
I don't know, as I haven't seen them all yet.
I mean,
the ones that I saw on that one YouTube dude. In fact, I'm going to try to get him on the show. Not the time traveler, but
you can message him.
I will, and see if you.
No, I can.
Yeah, there's even one where this guy goes to the zoo. There's no animals.
Yeah.
Want to ask him
animals.
something? I'm going to message him right now.
Good.
What do you want to ask him?
Ask him if he wants to be on Chasing Prophecy on Torture Tuesday.
Okay.
This will bring you back to this dimension.
You never know.
We are the key.
I don't know. Just say. I don't know.
You don't want to say I don't know.
I wouldn't know what to ask. To be honest with you.
Let's see. Yeah, because everybody keeps having him go to all these different places.
Those things that he leaves off, the YouTube I saw today, is that he types in the coordinates where he puts it at, and that's where the people find it.
Like I said, the weird part is when he leaves something or somebody else leaves something, and then it's found between the dimensions, the item has aged. Looks like it is aged. Jenny, if you
I was on my.
the one to the right, I think is the airport. The one that's moving there on the screen.
Oh, wait a minute, which one it is?
Go to the next one to the right. Take your mouse, go up one
Right.
row,
Right.
left, one to the
Go
left,
to the left. There
right
you go.
there. I think that's the airport. I mean, you could probably send them a message and be like, hey, we're from 2021 and believe you may be a real time traveler. Can you help us understand more? Something like that.
Yeah.
What
Or
happens
when
if
you
you
get
try to
back.
call in?
He's got his cell phone. I'm sure he'd be able to.
Okay, if it's an airport, there's nobody there. So
Yeah,
maybe
he's in the airport.
there would be tons of people in the airport.
Exactly. When is an airport not busy?
But my question is, why aren't there any people?
Because
If
he's in
you time
2027.
travel, why wouldn't there be people?
True. And if
Well,
it's on
is he time traveled or is this just an alternate dimension that's also in the future? We don't know.
we don't know that. I mean, but you got it. There could be people there, but he can't see them.
Yeah, as far as what we know, he doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't understand this.
But how did he get there? That's what I want to know.
He woke up in the hospital and this is where he was.
Yep.
So
But what made
him?
what made him go into the future, and why is he stuck there?
We
Well,
don't
he
know.
doesn't know how he got there. That's the problem. He's trying to figure out how to come back.
And he's all by himself.
Yes.
Yep.
As you can see, there's nobody. Everything is still working, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe send him that message. We believe you're a real time traveler. What would it, how can you help us understand? But I think I think he was in a coma, and that's what he woke up from.
Okay. But think
Some
about
people
it.
have it. What's that?
People have near-death experiences, so maybe
Maybe he was a time traveler in his sleep of the coma
that's
and
possible.
ended up here. Who knows? And when he woke up in his coma,
This one is really bizarre. It's
I don't know.
unless he does have that Adobe thing, but that would take him forever to do that.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's pretty
I want to
interesting.
hear him talk. I don't know why we can't hear. I mean, why
He doesn't talk in none of his videos. He
Why?
does not.
Is that because it can't? What's the word I'm looking for? Communicate, over the phone. Like when, you see in movies when somebody's talking to somebody from another dimension, it's all static and stuff. Is that why you can't talk to us?
That's possible.
I don't know. There was a couple of people who were trying to debunk him. I wanted to see if we can
Oh, there's a lot of people.
see what they say.
I don't know if anybody's been successful or not.
Well,
just
if it is fake, he's good.
Oh, he's real good.
I want to get that name again. So when I first did it, I saw a bunch of people saying he was debunked. So I want to see.
Now, see, to make it legit, I would talk. I would say, "Wow, why is this happening?"
Yeah, but like we said, what if he can't? What if when he tries to physically talk on the phone or something, it gets jarbled? I don't know. But you hear birds chirping.
One person.
Hey,
I wanna see
that's
who
a
he-
question you can ask him. Can you talk to us? Can you talk? Can we hear your voice?
Normally, I want to see if I can find out who's following because that's weird. Because I can't do it on here for some reason on the PC. But I'm going to put his name and see who's he following. I'm just
Someone
curious.
messaged me that is following this ordeal that's going on. And they said that the only thing they could think of is maybe somehow this guy has a extremely large team of editors that's all in on it.
That's possible.
Which is possible. But still, the amount of effort and time and then not getting any like glitches in your footage from eliminating hundreds of people.
How often does he put one out there?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I just started looking into this a couple days ago.
He's following himself.
Yeah, he's got the camera in front of him.
I know, but he's following himself. I looked under his who's he following? He's following himself. You know how you follow people?
Yeah.
This future thing is following John Dinwin, whatever his name is.
I'm gonna have to get.
Well, you know what, Sean? There's another thing too. If he was in a coma, it was just brought to my attention. What if when he woke up out of his coma in this other dimension, what if he never got his speech back?
That's very true.
That could be very.
Yeah,
that maybe he got his motor skills back, but didn't get his speech back. Absolutely. We don't know. Nobody knows. This is great.
This is crazy. So any of our listeners out there, if you have any idea of what could be happening, please tell us. So this might be going on for another show. We could do it. But I do want to contact that guy who does the YouTube of this guy and try to get him on the show, see if he'll come on.
And is that where you found out that he was
I just typed in the man, what was it? What the hell? I forget. The guy who time travels. And Jason told me what he did, and this guy came up and he was just doing like a little YouTube channel thing when he was talking about the videos the dude was making. Let me see if I can find it. I'll send it in Messenger. If I can find it. Okay, here. Okay, this is what. Let me see if I can find them.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. What do you think, Jenny? Jenny, what's your input on all this, Jenny?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to know why there's no people. I'm just trying to figure out why would there be no people.
It's the year 2027. We're all.
I know, but where's the people at?
We're here in 22. This guy's in 27. He's.
I know,
in the
but
future.
when you time travel, there's still people there. The future.
Now, but that's where. Is it just time travel, or did he actually go to an alternate dimension of the world we're living in? Like a split, like a mirrored world or whatever.
Yeah.
So many questions, so many variables.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to find that. I can't find it. I mean, there was this guy that was debunking him. I can't find. Is it this guy? Is he the one that's doing it? He probably doesn't here. He's probably speaking a different.
No,
I can't understand what he's saying. He's speaking in German.
Okay. All right, here you go. I'm going to send you a link in Messenger. Okay, in our Messenger, if I can send it somehow.
There's a guy in a plane. How's this happening?
What if this guy's actually still in a coma?
Well, look, he's in an airplane.
His like spirit or whatever has traveled to this other dimension, and then with your brain's an electrical system, it's sending all these impulses somehow back through time or whatever.
Well, how's he in the plane, Jason?
I don't know. Ask him. I don't know.
Is there anybody flying the plane?
Your guess is good. We're seeing this exactly the same. I don't know.
This is weird.
Is he flying it?
I don't know.
That would be my
okay.
guess.
I'm just sending that YouTube thing.
Okay. I have no idea what he was doing.
That's the guy with the YouTube that I was listening to today.
Okay. I don't know if TikTok. If they'll kick me off.
Create a powerful WordPress website with Bluehost Website Builder. Get smart AI, super simple drag and drop, and flexible templates so you can create without coding. Learn more at Bluehost.com.
Where is it?
You're welcome, Joseph.
You're welcome to the terrifying reality that you were the only one left on Earth.
I want to see how I can do this. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, once again, if anybody out there listening in Germany or anywhere knows anything about this or maybe some truth behind it, let us know.
Meet Javier, aka Único Sobreviviente, which means lone survivor. He claims to have woken up in a hospital with no recollection of who he was. When he wakes up, he notices that there's no nurses, no doctors, nobody in the hospital at all. When he goes outside to investigate, there's no cars moving, nobody on the streets, not even a bird flying in the air. Yeah, no animals. Now he's recording all of these videos and people are asking so many questions, including myself. At first glance, when you watch these videos, they're very entertaining. You're like, oh, he must be recording them early in the morning. Maybe he did it during one of the lockdowns. He just filmed a bunch of videos and he's just releasing them now, but that's not so. The more I watched, the more I became scared. If you've ever watched movies like I Am Legend, shows like The Walking Dead, you know that there's a lot of money involved in those production sets. Millions of dollars on CGI to make it look like the world is desolate. Now, Javier's only using his phone to film and uploading these videos barely edited onto TikTok. And he lives in a very big city. Now, as he starts getting his memory back, he remembers that he was in 2021. When he looks at computers, looks at his phone, everything is exactly the same as 2021, except all the dates on every electronic device is saying 2027. He realizes that there's some sort of connection between 2021 and 2027. He still has access to the internet, and he's even shown different locations, exact coordinates to where he's at, and leaving things. This is something like a parallel world, a different dimension, but a connection from 2027 where he's at in 2021. What I find rather fascinating and unique is he's going to these places that are populated. And that's what makes me wonder, like, did he really do this during lockdowns and just leave those things there and then have this master plan of people finding them later on? You're not going to want to miss this because the story gets even crazier. And I know what you're thinking, like, this cannot be real. There is something that he's doing, maybe some virtual reality, maybe some tricks with his camera, maybe he's paying people. Valencia, Spain is huge. It's home to about 2.5 million people. When you see some of these videos, even during lockdowns, you can see birds in the air. You can see, I mean, this is, of course, other videos that people are posting of where he's been. There are people there, very crowded areas. I put myself in his shoes. Like, he's probably really scared. He's by himself. What would you do? Think about it. I mean, this surpasses every fear. Imagine being all alone. Us human beings, like, we have a connection. We have a connection to other people, to animals. We need that connection. We need those relationships. Nobody around. You're alone. If something happens to you, like, that's it. It's just you.
That is so. I have to watch this. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna message him and see if he can come on our show.
Yeah, it's if he did it during lockdown,
but still, you'd have
there would
seen
be
something
somebody
or
there.
somebody.
Yeah, there would be somebody there.
Right.
Yeah, like an animal.
I don't know. I find it, just like Jason, I find it interesting, but I have a hard time believing in it.
I
really do.
I don't know. I think it's how much more does he? It's 16 minutes. Was there anything?
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
The one on it where he was at and he unlocked the gate to the police station. The gate to the police.
Let me fast forward.
That's the one that, like, kind of like,
I think that was the Mercedes back there.
Yeah.
Mike, did I go too far? What's that? Is that someone walking?
That's his.
Is that him?
Mercedes dealer coming up? Yeah.
Video said, why don't you go into an airplane? And I think it's great. I think it's really fun looking at.
If you record podcasts and videos remotely with Riverside, your content will look
You need
and
to get
sound so
YouTube
good,
Red.
no one will know.
What?
Comments. Grab a
A
video.
subscription to it. I don't
Passing
know.
through the river or passing by the river. And I mean, you could see there's no cars on the streets, nobody walking around. I mean, I don't even see birds in the sky. I mean, pay attention and see if you see any birds in the sky. I mean, I'm looking. I've been looking. You guys might be able to help me on this. I mean, I don't understand. So somebody says to go to a Mercedes dealership and grab a Mercedes. So he finds this key right here, and I guess he's looking around to see what car this key belongs to, and he finds it. It's right outside. I mean, how was he able to do this upon request? Somebody requested him to go to a Mercedes dealership, and look, he's driving the car. He's the only one on the street.
That's
and this
crazy.
looks like dusk. There's somebody in the comment of this video saying, I'm starting to believe that what you're going through is real now. And I'm not going to lie. I'm believing it too. This guy is trapped in another dimension, not just in time, but, you know, some sort of connected world, except there's nobody in his world but him. And this one right here, he goes to the Palacio de Marquez, and they said they'll give him $500,000. And he's in there, a place that would be very busy, usually filled with people. Nobody there. Busy city. No security guards.
Go
Nobody.
to the 1236
Anyways,
one.
let's move on to the next. In this video,
1236.
police station. This is what I find weird. He has a key to get inside the police station.
That's
Like,
what threw me off.
I mean, maybe he found the key outside. I don't know. One of the police cars is running too. I don't know if he goes inside the police station or he tries to go in. But as you can see, there's nobody in there. I mean, cops usually freak out if you're trying to break into the police station. And yeah, this police car is running and he gets in. Maybe it was running for days. I don't know. That's why I find this one a little peculiar.
Yes.
Let me know in the comments what you think. During lockdowns, schools closed. They're still closed. There's a lot.
Well, let me ask you: is he still posting, or did he quit posting?
From what I've heard, he's still posting.
Okay, now he's stuck in Spain, or I thought he was in Germany.
I don't know where. No, I think he's from Hamburg, Germany. Maybe he traveled.
Could we tell him to come somewhere else? If he's a time traveler, he should be able to go anywhere he wants.
Maybe.
Could do that.
I guess I don't know.
Tell him to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and where can we tell him to go?
Your house?
No,
Nicassio Farms.
Nicassio Fields.
Yeah.
Oh, we can send it down to West Virginia.
What's this? What did she say? Winghart said 2 different guys in 2 different countries claiming this. There's 2 different guys then?
Yeah, and that's a good source right there, Winghart. Trust me.
I think we should
he's
email
traveled
him.
to other cities, but
Well,
like
maybe
not too far though.
I mean, he has to stay in Europe. He can't come here, the United States.
Oh, I don't know.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
send them down to West Virginia. But it's
I
just
mean, that'd be a heck of
interesting.
a plane flight by yourself.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to message this guy, see if he can come on our show, and maybe we can talk more about it. What do you think? This is good for another show, I think.
But if he's in another dimension, how's he going to talk to us?
Not him. I'm talking the guy who was doing that YouTube video.
Oh, that'd be good. You bring him on, chit chat about it.
But I don't know. It's getting close to closing time. I hope Joe's back there.
Well, regardless of what if people believe it or people that don't, it's excellent videos. If it's real, that it's amazing.
That's
Or
interesting.
he's
Yes.
really, really good at whatever he's doing. Fooled a lot of people if it's false.
Yeah.
Kudos on that. He's just did an excellent job with this.
Yeah, he did. Definitely.
Good Lord.
So, who's our guest for next week, Jen?
Jen, did you mute yourself?
Real quick
There you are.
before we go.
You like having the security of having your own privacy while browsing the web. Since I tend to research some creepy stuff, I wanted to throw off the people that are probably watching everything that I do. I mean, let's face it, I'm probably
Are
on...
you kidding me? That's a stupid ad. Wait. Real quick.
Further away or slowing down or speeding up. It was just a steady droning sound.
There's a noise
forgot
heard
the hums
everywhere.
again.
Yeah.
Deep in the
How about
NBC
next
News
week?
archives is a piece of tape not aired in over a decade. It's an episode of The Today Show from February of 2008. In an unaired part of the report, Lester Holt is standing on a bridge overlooking a gorge in Taos, New Mexico, with a man named Larry Torres. Lester Holt is given a quarter, and he holds it high in the air. He pauses and looks at the quarter, rotating it around, almost like adjusting an antenna. The afternoon sun rays dancing off the reflective surface as Holt concentrates.
That's the best description of a
The
quarter
reporter
I've
for
ever
the
heard.
local paper present
Yeah.
for the scene can't hear what he says over the sound of the wind, but says Lester Holt had some kind of reaction to the experience. Whatever the noise was that the residents of Taos, New Mexico could hear, it seemed to be the strongest when standing on this bridge over the Rio Grande River, and you could even focus on it with this simple trick with a quarter.
Yep.
It's difficult to pinpoint an exact date of when it began, but in the early 1990s, residents began complaining about a low vibration that sounded like a distant idling diesel engine. Hearers with a musical ear all identified it as a low E flat.
Okay. We
That
gotta do
has been
this next week.
that was going on all over the place, and it's not only it's everybody's hearing. We're going to talk about that again next week. Okay.
Yes, that's the first thing out of our mouths because I
Okay.
did my research on that.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. We'll get some videos. We just run out of time, guys. We're just so popular. We have so much to talk about.
It was,
Okay.
it was good. It was a good show tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Okie
Yes,
dokie.
thanks for
And thanks for
coming in.
tuning in. And you can always check us out on there's multiple platforms on YouTube, UPRN, Facebook page, YouTube, Pittsburgh Paranormal. And like I said, if you think you'd be a great guest for the show, if you have something paranormal, anything beyond the scope of normal, definitely give us a email at chasingprophecyradio@gmail.com.
Shawn, don't forget the pineapple shirt next week.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah. It's in the wash. I'll wear the pineapple shirt next week, everybody, because I know y'all love it.
Of course, my ending is in here. Where is it? Oh, geez. Here we go.